Hopkins, and Regan Como, a junior attackman for Ohio State, starting the box. So here it is. We are underway. Kennedy wins it for Johns Hopkins, and he has it taken away by Ohio State. You see they are ready to go here in the opener.
Ability to get a shot off even when guys are playing good defense. You saw it there, Quint.
Watching the Buckeyes in practice on Wednesday, 70% of their offense generated from Jesse King.
Most dramatic offensive attack in the nation. It's not even close. These guys are incredible. And Lyle Thompson, a front runner for the Tewaaraton.
Well, if you have any more hot topics we should be discussing, let us know on Twitter with hashtag ESPNULax. And we saw Virginia there in the ACC. What a way to start the season down at Klockner on Thursday night.
There was a loose ball play on push. Ohio State maintains possession. So it was all his effort after what I thought was an ill-advised shot.
You know, in a preseason article in the student paper,
I think that this program was kind of on an island in terms of being an independent. And now they'll have the opportunity to first
career goal. Dave Petramala telling us this week he is as good an athlete as anyone we've had. And they really think, and now Kennedy goes out and wins another faceoff. So a major question mark coming in for Johns Hopkins was
settled down. He played a good quarter, and faceoffs have been a positive for Drew Kennedy as well.
Coach Petramala telling us he wanted to see how Kennedy performed when the lights came on. He had a huge fall, and he wins another one. So let's check in with Paul down on the field.
Sliding to Brandon Ben, who's not really a Dodger. That's what created that offense. The defense shifted up to 92 and white. Your Ohio State's defense know the personnel of Hopkins.
So Ohio State changes things up at the X, but the result doesn't change as Jake Withers, number 18, a freshly growing up on Long Island. His first coach at the youth level, Marty Bergen, who was an All-American defenseman here at Hopkins in 1983, so he grew up a Blue Jay fan.
Marty Bergen was the reason that Hopkins lost the 1983 championship when he tore his hamstring and couldn't play.
I was wondering where you were going with that one.
Next thing you know, Cuse went on a monstrous run.
Breaks the snappy release that Nick Meyer said he can get a shot off in just a second.
So they send Imbordino back to the X to see if they can slow down Kennedy. The pole pushes it forward, but Kennedy goes and gets it. And he sends it to Schneider.
Everything, and then to be able to do it at home is going to be an awesome time, awesome experience.
And your next 5 months gearing up to the World Championships, what's that like for an elite athlete like you, Paul?
Training. You know,
more skilled you're ever going to see.
And a huge development here again as we've been following it. Drew Kennedy back in the game. He won the last face-off to get that possession, and he's back out there now. So the trainers took care of that ankle. And let's see what the call is. So that whistle goes against.
Meyer said Turner Evans might have the best set of hands out of all these guys.
So they go back to Jake Withers at the X, and he moved early. Another face-off violation against Ohio State. So danger time here. So sealed the deal. I was coming to Johns Hopkins after that.
I would rather eat at CC carryout myself. Cut behind him.
So now the critical face-off. They go back to Withers, and his job now is to make it 3-on-3 instead of 1-on-1. And he does that here. And he wins it. Comes up with it. Goes the other way. Now tries to hold off Castronova, and he does. Pass too high.
Looking at a little space in terms of room. Come around that goal line extended, and they can.
Kennedy pushes it forward. Wins it to himself. Good recovery by Withers, though, to create the ground ball, and he comes up with it.
Ball in the corner. Oof. A lot to like.
Living up to the preseason first-team All-American billing here on national TV at Homewood Field. He ties a career high with 4 goals, and Withers get a little too aggressive with the push.
Connor Reed didn't have a chance on that. The guy they wanted on the field guarding Jesse King was right next to me. It's 34 and white. Mike Pellegrino trying so hard to get on the field to get that match there. He's a Baltimore kid, but fits perfectly in this Ohio State offense. He's got a little Canadian flair to him, Quinn.
Layden Gilman for Brooks Matthews. Wanted to go to a big school. Kennedy wins it, but loses it. Kennedy loses it out of bounds, and look at that Buckeye bench.
They need to stick to their bread and butter. He said the two-man game defensively. He's putting a lot of pressure on his long sticks. He doesn't want to slide from the crease and give opportunities like that last goal that was called back from Hopkins. These guys are exhausted. If he can keep some of these offensive guys on the field, they have a huge advantage.
Imbordino against Kennedy. Imbordino ties him up, comes up with it. Johns Hopkins ball, Pellegrino.
Got good clamp. Now watch as he clamps this. He hits himself in the leg, and that's how Ohio State was able to control that draw. So it's clearly he was all over.